Hello everyone, welcome to VISHNU IAS. Today we are going to see about the labor code reforms address basic needs. This you can expect in your paper too, where the question can be about labor code reforms. Okay, and in prelims level you can expect about the various provisions of the labor code. Okay, so this is an important topic by VISHNU IAS team. Increase in the threshold for closure or layoff and its impact. Okay, so the Industrial Relations Code 2020. What is this Industrial Relations Code 2020 have done is it has increased the threshold. Okay, it has increased the threshold of what? Okay, so the Industrial Relations Code 2020, it has increased the threshold for retrenchment. Retrenchment is removing an employee from the office. Closure is closing an organization or a firm. Okay, or layoff. Layoff is closing it temporarily. Okay, removing someone from a job. Okay, that is also layoff. So retrenchment or closure or layoff without requiring the government approval for those firms from 100 to 300 employees. So if the firm is having 100 to 300 employees, okay, so it has increased the threshold for retrenchment, closure or layoff without requiring the government approval. So by doing this will help in addressing the matters of expansion of the firms. So in 2014 in Rajasthan, they had increased this threshold. Okay, what they have done in 2014 is they have increased the threshold for taking the permission from the government before retrenchment. So before they are doing some retrenchment, they have taken the permission from the prior permission. Prior permission is before in hand. Okay, before something happens earlier. Okay, so they have to take prior permission of the government before doing the retrenchment. So it has increased the threshold of taking prior permission of the government before retrenchment. So this in 2014. So by doing this, by this reform in 2014, this has helped the firms to set up the larger operations in Rajasthan. So in 2014, when Rajasthan have done this, so this has helped many firms so that they can set up larger operations in Rajasthan. And the same amendment was followed by 15 states. Fixed term employment FTE, ensuring flexibility and tackling exploitation. So you can see in certain firms or certain places, you can see many people will be working for certain period of months alone. Okay, in many jobs employees will be required for that certain period of months. So after that they will reduce the manpower in that section. So in many jobs employees are required for few months, like you can see in infrastructure. Okay, infrastructure when construction works. Okay, textile and garments, and for food and agro processing, etc. Okay, so in such kind of works, many job employees are required for few months alone. Okay, so when you see these employees are mostly they will be on contractual basis only. So this contractual employment workforce is most often they are exploited. Okay, they will be getting very less wages, and there will not be any social security, and their working conditions will not be as good as others. Okay, and as well as they will not have any other welfare facilities as other regular employees. Okay, so this was a main problem and how they got exploited about the contractual employment. Okay, so the contractual employment workforce is quite often exploited with respect to wages, social security, working conditions, as well as the welfare facilities. FTE, that is fixed term employment. So what is this fixed term employment? It is an intervention. So this will enable the hiring of employees directly. So now by this fixed term employment, they will be able to hire the employees directly. Earlier they were hired through the contractors. Now instead of hiring through contractors, they will be hired directly. Okay, so that will ensure the flexibility. So it is an intervention to enable the hiring of employees directly instead of hiring through contractors. That will ensure the flexibility. And these employees will have the statutory entitlements. What is the statutory entitlements? Is rights as per the law. Okay, and the service conditions. Okay, so the statutory entitlements and the service conditions, how an regular employee will have the now this temporary employees will also have all this statutory entitlements and the service conditions as a regular employee. So that has made available now. Okay, next is the code on industrial relations. So this will also extend the benefit of gratuity even for an FTE contract of 1 year. Okay, so which is 5 years in the case of regular employees. So what are the grants or arms? Gratuity means arms or grants, you can say. Okay, so what are the benefits or arms, whatever a regular employee of 5 years they are getting, the same can be given to the FTE contract of 1 year. So if FTE employees for 1 year contract, these people will also get the same grants as a regular employee. Strengthening the formal economy. Okay, so the inclusion of gig and platform workers in the Social Security Code 2020, it is a step towards strengthening the formal economy. Okay, by the Social Security Code 2020. Okay, that is the gig and platform workers have been, okay, the street vendors, they will come in this. Okay, the platform workers. Okay, and so the gig and platform workers have been included in the Social Security Code 2020, which is a step towards strengthening the formal economy. And the provisions of insurance coverage, okay, it has been extended to the plantation workers. Okay, the plantation workers will also have the insurance coverage now. Okay, so the provisions for having insurance coverage, that has been extended even to the plantation workers, and free annual health checkups for them, and also bipartite safety committee that has been introduced, that for the bipartite safety committee for establishments for such as factories, mines, plantation sectors, like in place of hazardous factories, so where some hazard can happen. Okay, so in the place of hazardous factories, okay, the establishment of factories, mines and plantation sectors in the hazardous factories and all, so they have included the life insurance, like insurance coverage, and the free annual health checkups, and the bipartite safety committee has been introduced, and they will have the ESIC and EPFO. Okay, what does this ESIC is? Employment state insurance, that is a self-financing social security and the health insurance scheme for the Indian workers. Okay, and EPFO is Employees Provident Fund Organization. Okay, so now the ESIC and EPFO requirements, that will be applicable to these employees also. So in ESIC and EPFO requirements, now it will apply to the establishments employing less than 10 and 20 workers on the volunteer basis. Okay, ensuring female labor force participation. As you know, you can find the female participation in many works. Okay, you can find them in plantations and in textile, in software industry, and many more. Okay, you can see the female workforce in many places. We can say ensuring female labor force participation. Falling in women's workforce participation in India has been a matter of concern, because because female labor force participation is very important to improvise the growth, and therefore participation rates indicate it indicates the potential of a country to grow more rapidly. Okay, if there is a female labor force participation, then growth of the country will take place fastly, and this will increase the potential of a country also. So participation rates indicate the potential of our country to grow more rapidly, so it's a driver of growth. Okay, and you can see the new code ensures the employment of women in night shift in all types of works. Okay, so the new code, it ensures the employing the women in night shifts for all types of works. Next is expansion of the provisions for migrant workers. So when you see what is the expansion of provisions of migrant workers, you can see the Occupational Health, Safety and Working Conditions Code. So this will expand the definition of a migrant worker. You can find many migrant workers working in different places around the country. Okay, so the expanded definition of this migrant worker, this will include the workers can be directly employed by the employer besides the those who are employed through a contractor. Okay, many employees of this this kind of migrant workers will be employed through contractor only, right? So besides those people who are employed through contractor, now these employees can be directly employed by the employer. Okay, so it includes the workers would be directly employed by the employer besides those employed through a contractor. Okay, and also migrant who comes on his own. Okay, if a migrant worker is coming from one state to another, that is a destination state, okay, on his own, okay, not through a contractor, without a contractor, if a migrant worker is coming from one state to another for the search of job, okay, then he can himself he can register in an electronic portal, and now he can be declared as a migrant worker himself. Okay, so there is no need for a contractor to be involved in this. Okay, if a person is coming by his own, if he's migrant, if he's coming from one state to another for search of job, and he's working in some other firms or some employment, if he got some employment, and he can call himself as a migrant worker by registering himself on a electronic portal. Okay, and next is that is registering an electronic portal, and this registration on the portal is very simplified. Okay, and there is no requirement of any other document, only Aadhaar is enough. If he is having an Aadhaar card, then it is very easy for him to get registered on this electronic portal. Okay, and for delicensing and deregistration, it is mandatory, it is compulsory that to be notified to a registry officers about the closure of their establishment or certify payment of dues to all employed workers. Okay, if delicensing or deregistration, for any delicensing or deregistration, it is compulsory, okay, to notify the registering officers, okay, that their work is over or they are going to close that construction or something. Okay, so if work is over, they have to notify it to the registering officers. Okay, and also they have to provide the certify the payment of dues, okay, that they have settled down all the payment to all the workers. There is no pending of payment for the workers, so that has to be shown. It is mandatory. Okay, so that it will ensure the workers will not be exploited even during the closure. Other provisions, so the introducing the concept of conducting a web-based inspection. So this conducting of web-based inspection, it can be seen as a attempt of matching the corporate needs in the digital world. And the provision of 14-day notice period before strikes and lockdowns. Okay, so before any strike or lockdown, the 14-day notice period should be there. Okay, so the provision for a 14-day notice period before strike or lockdown. So now this will allow for workers and also for the employers to attempt resolving the issues. Okay, if there is any issue, if they are going for a strike, this 14-day notice period should be there. So in that period, it is a period where they can resolve the issue. Okay, so this will help both the workers and the employees also. And the codes also promote lifelong learning mechanism, that is improvising the skills. Okay, so lifelong learning mechanism, it will help in skill development. Okay, skill sets required for technology and changes through the introduction of a reskilling fund. Okay, process changes through the introduction of reskilling fund. Hence, the reform measures, it address the basic needs like to revive the economy and tackle the problems in the expansion of firms, and they also promote the employment of women and also reskilling of the workforce for the deployment of the migrants. So this will these measures, it address the basic needs. That's all. Thank you. I hope you like this video. If you like this video, click on like button and share it to your friends. Don't forget to subscribe our channel. Do subscribe our channel and join our Telegram channel link to get info about the daily current affairs and to get the value added materials. Thank you.